Auzubillahiminash-shaytanir-rajim. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. Dear students, today we are going to throw light on sentence, and this is our 11th class today. And this portion of the grammar that we are going to discuss today, it is equally important for 11th class, 12th class, 9th, 8th, and 10th class as well. So all those students who will watch this video later, I request them to pick up the pen and write down the important pointers that we are going to discuss in this video. So dear students, we are going to discuss about simple sentence, compound sentence, and complex sentence. These are the most three important sentences that we are going to deal today. So what is simple sentence, what is a compound sentence, and what is a complex sentence? We will discuss them later, but first of all, a student must be familiar with sentence, because this sentence, if you understand fully the structure of the sentence, this will help you in understanding the tenses, narration, active and passive voice as well. So now we are going to throw light on the sentence. What is sentences especially? So sentences, there are different definition roaming around regarding the sentence. Sentence, a group of words that gives a complete sentence is called a sentence. This is a very older definition. We always use it. And this very definition has been given by J.C. Nesfield. J.C. Nesfield. This very this very definition has been given by Rand Martin. And there is another definition given by J.C. Nesfield. The definition is a combination of words that gives complete meaning is called a sentence. These are two definitions we are going to discuss, dear students. But there's new grammars who say these definitions are a little bit defective, because there's new trend and new approach in the current era. So another grammarian is from India, P.C. Das. He has given a different definition regarding sentence. He says a word or words that gives clear meaning is called a sentence. So first of all, we were discussing what a group of words that gives complete sense is called a sentence, or a combination of words that gives complete sense is called a sentence. But P.C. Das, an Indian grammar, he says a word or group of words that gives clear meaning is called a sentence. Here you will ask questions of how a word can be a sentence. This is a new definition regarding the sentence. I will explain you. For example, you sometimes ask somebody certain questions. For example, somebody asks a question, what is your name? You will reply him, my name is Wasim. Where do you live? You will reply him, I live in Kupara. What is your father? My father is a doctor. But sometimes you will use only a single word. For example, what is your father? You will simply reply him, doctor. What is your uncle? Engineer. Where do you live? Lalpura. What is your father? Doctor, etc., etc. So P.C. Das says a single word may be considered a sentence if it gives clear meaning, but this is only in spoken form. So in the same way, for example, we can say yes, no, SAT sentence. In SAT we can say yes, no, Stanley, impossible. In imperative way we can say come, look, stop, halt, wait. And exclamatory we can say hello, good, bravo, hurrah, etc. And there may be, we can say there may be wordless sentences. Not at all, not yet, why not, so what. So this is the definition that I have a little bit explained to you, given by P.C. Das. Now, dear students, we are going to discuss the kinds of sentences first. There are 5 kinds of sentences. Number 1 is called assertive sentence, affirmative, or it is also called affirmative sentence, is also called declarative sentence. Then there is another type of sentence or kind of sentence we can say interrogative sentence. It's another type of sentence, exclamatory sentence. Then there is optative sentence, etc. etc. So have a look. We are going to throw light on an assertive sentence. What an assertive or imperative or a declarative sentence is. A sentence that uses simply a statement may be termed as an assertive sentence. For example, I go to school. My father is a doctor. He is my friend, etc. etc. So this sentence use statement, and this sentence, all the assertive sentence or declarative sentence begins with a capital letter, they end with a full stop. Then there is another sentence that is called interrogative sentence. So interrogative sentences is a sentence that asks us a question. For example, it begins with be form of verbs is, am, or, was, were, and have forms of verbs have, had, or why, wh type of words. For example, what, why, etc. etc. And I will give you an example. Why do you live? What's your father? Is your friend? Are they your friends? Okay. So this interrogative sentence also begins with a capital letter. It ends with a note of interrogation. Then we'll move to imperative sentence. Imperative sentence is a type of sentence that gives command, advice, etc. etc. For example, shut the door, open the window, get me a glass of water. Here you will say this sentence doesn't contain a subject. Yes, imperative sentence is devoid of subject. It is without subject, because in such type of sentences the subject is already understood. For example, if you write a sentence, get me a glass of water. In this sentence, get me a glass of water, in this sentence we do not see any subject in it, because subject is always you. Okay. In different type of other sentence that we discussed earlier, there is explicit, the subject is explicit, वो आया है, and here the subject ये बात ही नहीं है, ये हमें ये already समझ आया होता है, क्योंकि हमेशा इसका subject हमेशा you होता है. You get me a glass of water, you open the window, you shut the door. Okay, in this type of sentence, the you is always implicit, so we do not, if we reuse, it seems a little bit absurd. That is why we do not use you with imperative sentences. Then we are going to deal with exclamatory sentence. So exclamatory sentence is a type of sentence that gives certain burst of feeling, joy, that expresses sorrow, etc. etc. So imperative sentence begins with a capital letter and ends with a note of exclamation. Sometimes it begins with an interjection. Interjection is a part of speech. If an exclamatory sentence begins with an interjection, we put immediately the note of exclamation sign at the end of interjection, and the rest of the sentence we put full stop. For example, alas, his father is no more. M-O, no more. Alas, his father is no more. So alas is an interjection. That is why we put note of exclamation at the end of this interrogation, and the rest of the sentence we put full stop. But any question is any exclamation sentence that begins like this: what a beautiful flower. So this gives a certain burst of feeling, or you can say expresses wonder. So that's why we put note of exclamation at the end of these sentences. How cute she is, etc., etc. Yeah, how handsome he is. So add add on the end of the sentence we put note of exclamation. But if a sentence begins with interjection, for example, like oops, yummy, yuppie, hurrah, etc., etc., we, yeah, or bravo, these are interjections, we immediately put note of exclamation at the end of the sentence. Then there is another type of sentence that is called optative sentence. Optative sentence expresses desire, prayer, curse, etc., etc. This sentence often begins with may. For example, in terms of prayer, for example, if if we give someone supplication, it begins like this: may you live long. And the rest, may you live long. You live long is assertive sentence, but when we will put may in front of assertive sentence, it becomes optative sentence, and here it expresses prayer. May you live long. Okay. May you prosper. May you succeed, etc., etc. Now, dear students, these were the different kinds of sentences that we discussed. Now we will move to the structure of the sentence. A sentence carries a subject and a predicate. For example, I have written a few sentences here. I hope that you will understand them. I know एक प्रॉब्लम होती है कि जब मैं ये वीडियो अपलोड करता हूँ फिर जो डाटा कंप्रेस करना पड़ता है, तो कंप्रेस करते करते शायद आपका बोर्ड वहाँ दिखाई नहीं देगा, तो वॉइस क्वालिटी में भी फ़र्क आती है। तो सबसे पहले मैं आपको ये बताता हूँ कि आप अपने सामने एक पेन रखिएगा और एक कलम रखिएगा, ताकि आप इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट्स को डाउन ये नोट करोगे, ठीक है। सो डियर स्टूडेंट्स, नाउ हैव अ लुक एट द बोर्ड नाउ. Wasim is a good boy. Wasim is a good boy. So the sentence can be divided into two parts. Number one, subject, and number two, predicate. So what a subject is? Subject means the doer of an action. Doer of an action. And predicate tells us what the subject has done. So predicate tells us what the subject has done. Okay? Or we can say subject tells us about, predicate tells us about the subject. For example, if you write a sentence like this: he killed a cat. He killed a cat. So he is the subject, killed a cat is predicate, and this is object. Object means receiver of the action. So subject is the doer of an action, predicate is the it tells us about the subject, and object is the receiver of the action. So dear students, sometimes one or two words collectively may be called as a subject. For example, if you have a look at this sentence: my father helps me in my studies. My father helps me in my studies. So here the subject contains two words: my father helps me in my studies. So father it's called the subject proper, or we can say subject word, and my it is called the attribute of the subject, or we can say it qualifies the father. or we can say my is adjunct to the father, adjunct to the subject. So my father, it is subject, but it contains two words. My is attribute to the subject, or we can say it is adjunct to the subject or attribute of the subject, helps in my studies, and the rest of this part of the sentence may be termed as predicate. Okay, now we'll move. And walking is a good exercise. Walking is a good exercise. So walking is the subject. You know what is this walking? It is called gerund. So gerund means when a noun and verb works together, that is called a gerund. And infinitive and gerund are one and the same thing. There's hardly any difference between them. So walking is a good exercise. So walking, because I can see something that has the force of a noun, something that has the force of a noun may be called as a subject. Subject may contain it also contains a pronoun. It may also contain an adjective. Subject may contain adjective. It may contain and the word having the force of a noun. It be also called as subject. So walking is a good exercise. So walking is a subject, is a good exercise, is a predicate. And sometimes, dear students, the entire part of a sentence may be termed as a subject. For example, the man carrying a spade is my uncle. So the man carrying a spade, so the man is the subject proper, or we can say subject word, and the rest of the carrying a spade is the attribute of the subject, and the is the adjunct to the subject. So this may be this entire part of this sentence can be called as subject. And is my uncle is called a predicate, because predicate contains the verb. Here is a verb, though it seems auxiliary verb, but sometimes a verb works as a principal verb. For example, an auxiliary verb works as a principal verb. We will discuss them later, next time, anytime you get a chance. I got a chance. And dear students, okay, then there is another sentence. Old men need help. Here is man is the subject proper, or you can say subject word, and old it is adjective, and hence it is the attribute of subject man. So need help is predicate. Your advice is quite wrong. Your advice is quite wrong. Advice is noun, and it is possessive adjective. It is possessive adjective, hence it is attribute to the subject. Advice is quite wrong is predicate. So dear students, drinking water is available here. So drinking water is available here, though this is something different. This is participle. Here it is not gerund, it is participle. Participle means when a verb and an adjective works together, they may be called as participle. So drinking water is available here. So is available here is predicate. So dear students, especially our focus is simple, compound and complex sentence. Inshallah Rahman, it is we will discuss simple, compound and complex sentence in next video. I gave the little bit introduction about the sentence. Hope you understood it. इंशाल्लाह रहमान, अगर आपको ये अच्छी तरह समझ आया होगा तो इसी फिर हम सिंपल, कंपाउंड और कॉम्प्लेक्स सेंटेंस को समझ सकते हैं, फिर हम अच्छी तरह नरेशन कर सकते हैं, फिर उसके बाद हम टेंस को समझ सकते हैं, एक्टिव एंड पैसिव वॉइस को समझ सकते हैं. सो दिस वाज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर यू. तो होप कि आप इस क्लास को एंजॉय करोगे. सो थैंक यू वेरी मच. स्टे सेफ एंड स्टे होम. थैंक यू.